T-shirtpatch.com presents Return to Thunder Road.
Welcome, race fans. Let's meet the drivers. Christopher Hill in the number 5H, Jim Revis in the number 57, Davin Markham in the number 43, Chris Eberly in the number 01, Chad Puderbaugh in the number 20, James Beavers in the number 37, Jordan McAvoy in the number 422, Brent Beavers in the number 27, Brian Ezel in the number 45, Dennis Anderson Jr. in the 04. Christopher Hill starts on the pole today. Jim Revis starting second. Davin Markham starts third. Chris Eberly starts fourth. Chad Puderbaugh starts in the 5th position. James Beavers starts 6th. Jordan McAvoy will be starting in the 7th position today. Brent Beavers starts 8th. Brian Ezel will be in the 9th starting position today. Our drivers lined up and ready, the pace car rolling away from the start and finish line. Everybody getting their cars in a forward moving gear. Christopher Hill in the 5H, Jim Revis in the 57, making up our front row. Anticipating a pace car dropping off after this lap. The cars are falling into line 2 by 2. The starter has taken a look at them. Fans waving as they go by. The 5H of Christopher Hill on the pole. Jim Revis in the 57 in the 2nd position. Ready to lead this pack around the track 30 times. Pulling the pack in just a little tighter now. Pace truck shifts over to the left a bit. Flagman has a green flag furled in the air. He'll show it, but will he throw it? The pace truck is off the track. And we are underway. Davin Markham on the inside trying to take that 2nd position on the 1st lap. Jim obviously going to do everything he can to stop that from taking place. Markham and Revis neck and neck in the 2nd position as they cross the line. Now we're showing Christopher Hill P1, Davin Markham P2, Jim Revis P3, Chris Eberly in P4, and Chad Puderbaugh in the 5th position. Our drivers all making the graceful glide around the turn. Christopher Hill Paul in the mail, building the lead over the second place car of Jim Revis, who is closely followed by the 43 of Davin Markham. Chris Everly in the 01 in the 4th position, and Chad Puderbaugh in the 5th position to complete the top 5. Jordan McAvoy in the 6th position, trying to work something on the outside of Chad Puderbaugh, while Chad tries to work something on the inside of Jim Revis. We got cars getting together. Oh, no contact, but very close, very close. That bit of looseness gave Brent Beavers an opportunity to move up a bit on Jordan McAvoy. Our competitors are tightly packed for this event. Christopher Hill in another time zone. Meanwhile, second place Davin Martin, Chris Everly, and Jim Revis in the 4th position are strung together like Siamese triplets. Chad Puderbaugh looks on, looking for a space to break through. Christopher Hill first, Davin Martin second, Chris Everly now showing 3rd, Jim Revis in 4th, and in the 5th place, Chad Puderbaugh. Christopher Hill, 1st place, Davin Markham 2nd, Jim Revis in 3rd. They look like a pack of hounds chasing a rabbit. 9 cars on top of each other chasing one car pulling away. Jim Revis taking a look on the inside of Davin Markham. Everybody taking a look at the backside of the Christopher Hill machine. Jim Revis in the 2nd position. Can he hang on to it? Oh! Davin Markham gets into him. And Chris Everly gets into Davin. Now Davin is up into Brent Beavers. Looks like everybody gets rolling again. Davin Martin takes the worst of it, loses the most positions there. Very unfortunate on lap 11 of our scheduled 30-lap event. And that, of course, brings out the caution. Christopher Hill, confident that he was in 1st place when this began. Drivers making their way back up into their positions for this restart. Brent Beavers showing a little damage on the left front of that machine. Dennis Anderson, clean sheet metal. Chad Puderbaugh has made it up to the 3rd position after the brouhaha. Our cars lined up 2 by 2. The starter giving a look over. Anticipating the pace truck diving off the track this go round. Chris Hill takes off. We're underway. Chris Hill crosses the line first. Jim Revis, and then Chad Puderbaugh in the 3rd position. Jordan McAvoy in 4th. Jordan into the back of Chad slightly. No harm done. Jim Revis much closer to Christopher Hill this go round and wants to stay that way. Jim Revis looking on the inside. Christopher closes that door. And we'll try again. Oh, Brian Ezel going around and getting in the way of Davin Markham. Davin takes a little bit of a tap on him there. Nobody stopped, and we're still under green. Jim Revis now in the lead, Christopher Hill in 2nd as they cross the line. Chad Puderbaugh 3rd, Jordan McAvoy 4th, and Chris Everly in the 5th position. Christopher Hill working on the outside, wants that 1st position back. Jim Revis trying to keep it going on the bottom, saying nothing doing. Chris Everly in the 5th position, looking at the back of Chad Puderbaugh. Brian Ezel somewhere in no man's land. Brent gets a little loose there coming out of 4. The track gets pretty slick as night progresses. Oh, Jordan McAvoy giving Jim Revis a nudge, saying, hey, I'm here. Christopher Hill insulating the two and looking on the bottom himself. Tries to get around Revis and winds up losing the position to Jordan McAvoy. Can he get it back? He's ahead again now, going into the turn. These turns are faster on the top than the bottom. Will he be able to hang on to it? Oh, yes, Jordan McAvoy. Christopher Hill crosses the line just ahead of Jordan McAvoy by inches. We've got a dogfight going on for that 2nd position between Jordan McAvoy in the 422 and Christopher Hill in the 5H. This is a point series for our drivers, so every lap matters. The battles continue from the front of the pack to the back. Jim Revis stretching his lead out over Jordan McAvoy. Christopher Hill staying right on Jordan's tail. No doubt he remembers the contact from earlier. Jim Revis, Christopher Hill, Jordan McAvoy, the top three. Chris Eberly in the 4th position, Chad Puderbauer in the 5th position. Jordan McAvoy looking for something down low. Dennis Anderson gets into it slightly there with Brent Beavers at 27. No real harm done. Just 3 wide racing. Jim Revis has a pretty comfortable lead over the 2nd place position. 2nd place, Christopher Hill can't say the same thing with Jordan McAvoy breathing down his neck. Chris Eberly still rides in 4th position with Chad Puderbauer in the 5th position. As they cross the line for the 28th time, 2 laps remaining in our scheduled 30-lap event. Jim Revis, meanwhile, widening his lead over the 2nd place position. Jordan McAvoy, 2nd place. Christopher Hill in the 3rd position. Chris Eberly showing 4th, and Chad Puderbauer in the 5th position. As they come around for the white flag, it's going to be Jim Revis, Jordan McAvoy, Christopher Hill, Chris Eberly, and Chad Puderbauer, the top 5 on our last lap of action. Jim Revis is airing it out. He has a 10-car length lead over the 2nd and 3rd position. 2nd and 3rd is still undecided. As they cross the start-finish line, it's going to be Jim Revis in P1, Christopher Hill 2nd, Jordan McAvoy 3rd, Chris Eberly 4th, Chad Puderbauer 5th, Davin Markham in the 6th finishing position, Dennis Anderson Jr. 7th, Brent Beavers finishing 8th, James Beavers finishing 9th, and Brian Ezel finishing in 10th place position. Subscribe today to Blue Groove Racing on YouTube.com and never miss a lap of action.